Hello and welcome back to, I guess, my additional content of FF14, Dawntrail. So, in the last set of, additional content, I just did the normal raids recently, and now we're going into the role quests. I want to get them out of the way simply because I don't like them on my map. They're just sitting here, and I'm also kind of interested in the stories. I'm sure we'll hopefully get interested completely as soon as we get started, but so far it seems like it's going to be kind of ridiculous. If you missed it, I think it was like episode 6 of the main story playthrough where it introduced the role quests. I went and did like the starter thing where they showed all the villains and then who you're going to help. So I have a little bit of idea of what we're going to do, but not really. And as I mentioned before in the last episode, I wanted to wait till I got everything leveled, and it has been 25 days since early access. I finally did it. It took forever to get all of these maxed, but I don't know. It wasn't super bad. So now that I'm done with that, we're going to go with magical, physical, melee, healer, then tank. I don't know why I'm going backwards. I am. So, we're going to start with magical first. Alright. I don't remember who I'm helping at all here, though. Power forgotten. Okay. Well, let's find out. Oh, hello. Did Brooke Evu send you to help us recover our stolen treasure? That is the gist of all these role quests. The villain stole treasure from a bunch of different tribes, and we're helping to recover them because it's something about the Tural Vajwals. Thank the heavens, and judging by your accoutrements, you're learned in the arcane arts, yes? If so, we've need of your power and wisdom. I don't know how long these are, but I'm going to do every role quest in one video. Well, in their own videos, so however long that is, that's how long it's going to take. Truth be told, it is wisdom that we require most. You see, even though the treasure has been guarded by our people for generations, we know little of its true nature. In ages past, the forests of our homeland were plagued with terrible beasts, a constant source of fear and danger. Are you from... To combat this menace, our mages spent many moons researching the treasure known as the Perch of the Apex. Upon learning its secrets, unlocking its secrets, they were able to drive the monsters from the woods, bringing peace at last. With the threat all but eradicated, our forebears forbade any further use of the treasure and enshrined it within the village. As the years passed, we slowly forgot what it was to live in fear. Yet, as our struggles faded into memory, stories of surrounding the Perch of the Apex became legend, then myth. Now, none living are certain of its true power. Yet the peace was shattered by a member of the Passage of the Unbound. The villain wheedled his way into our trust, then stole upon my husband, the treasure's appointed guardian, catching him unaware with a terrible blow that left him unconscious. He has yet to awaken, so my daughter Tapike has set forth to retrieve what was stolen. Unlike her father, she has no skill in the arcane arts and chose the path of the sword. Okay, your daughter's going to be our tank. That's what why I've been seeking someone with the knowledge she lacks, should the arcane power be unleashed. Please, if you can find it in your heart to help Tapike, I would be forever grateful. Consider it done. Also this. No, thank you. Now, our only clue to the thief's whereabouts is from something he mentioned during his stay in our village. He spoke of his desire to bring change to a place called Broadzet Han. Uh-oh. We're going back there? That is where Tapike decided to begin her search, so she boarded a ferry bound there by way of Limzolaminsa, with her trusted sword and shield close at hand. That's how you'll know her. There are lots of paladins. I'm in Broadzet Han. She agreed to stay in Broadzet Han to gather information until aid arrived. I know nothing of the place, but it's likely she can be found in a marketplace or some such. Please bring our treasure and my daughter safely home. it's actually kind of like I've been spending a lot of time in Tural, so it's kind of exciting to go back already to anywhere else, because oh my god, the amount of time that I spent here leveling, I can't even describe it. Towards the end, I just did trusts or duty support to finish off like 5 jobs because they were faster. I don't know how to. I started like clocking in how long runs were, and trusts are actually faster. I don't know. I'm gonna say Kryle's just OP, but maybe I don't know. BK? Oh, you're looking for me. Whatsoever for? Rin, and you say my mother sent you. Why does her hair look different? Like, I know this hairstyle, but it looks slightly different. Like, more unique somehow. I take it she already explained the details, such as how we know next to nothing of the treasure and its capabilities. We have only the legends passed down through our forebears to go on. They speak of a Tural Vijal, of an owl that once terrorized the forest, whose soul is sealed within the perch of the apex. The tales have only become more vague as the mists of time obscure the treasure's origin. Even our village's eldest remembers naught but an ominous warning uttered by those who once wielded its magics. The master of the apex shall be showered with good fortune, yet leave only sorrow in their wake. It's clear that despite owing their safety to the apex's power, our forebears viewed it as something to be feared. It must be truly immense. Now, onto the matter of the thief. Even during our brief acquaintance, he made plain his desire to bring change to Ratzat-Han. Naturally, I started my search here, and have been seeking anyone who's expressed dissatisfaction with the status quo. Sure enough, I soon heard stories of a recent arrival, a self-styled savior of Ratzat-Han who proclaims that he will lead the city to greatness, and calls himself the Justiciar? I don't know how you say that. He's apparently taken on the burden of personally exterminating the beasts which infest Thavnair's wilds. He made a great show of claiming he alone is equal to the task. While he certainly draws a crowd with his boasting, they only watch with morbid curiosity as he sets off into the jungles alone. I realize this could have nothing to do with our problem, but even the smallest lead must be pursued. I've often heard he gives his speeches at the region's smaller settlements, so shall we go see this Justiciar for ourselves? Hold on.
Justiciar.
Okay, Justiciar. So I think I was saying it right, unless that's wrong. It's decided. I hear Yedlamad would be a good place to start. Hopefully there we can find our next crumb of a clue. Okay. But I told myself I would never come back here after doing beast tribes every day for 25 days since Dawntrail. These are absolutely worth it, by the way. I'm just going to give random leveling tips for anyone who is struggling. These still, from 90 to 100, give 3 million experience a day that you don't have to put any effort into. Do them. Absolutely do them. You're looking for the Justiciar too? One of the soldiers just went after him. Oh. Rin, we're in luck. This boy saw the very man we seek. It seems he gave the same grand speech about saving people, claiming that danger lurked nearby before venturing forth to combat it alone. Yet the radiant host could not well stand idle if there were truly were beasts afoot, so one of them followed him. All we need to do is pick up their trail. Sure. You ran towards the shroud, but you might be able to spot him from Kajaya's footsteps. You can see the whole forest from them. Thanks, you've been very helpful. So, Rin, let's head there and see what we can see. I forgot, there are a bunch of things here that I still have never pronounced. All right, Boko, I'm sorry, but you're in the way. Oh, wait, I think Nadana's pronounced this name before. I'm pretty sure. Is this? Yeah. You hang out with Nadana here at some point. Now then, let's begin our search. Since I've never actually seen the Justiciar, I suggest we find the Radiant Host Soldier first. They do all wear the similar armor, after all. Oh. Same thing when you interact with that. Alright. That's not him. That's mushrooms. Fallen fungar. Uh-oh. Wait, hold on. This first. Whatever that is isn't moving anymore. Could it be one of the fiends? Wait, are you dead? Must be him, but what happened? We better get down there quickly. He's only knocked out, I'm sure. Actually, I don't know how. I don't know if these are going to be dark at all. Dead? Nope, smiling. Not to worry, Rin. He's unconscious, but otherwise appears unharmed. Good. I'm not picking up what you're picking up. What happened? Oh, that's Alnado. Oh, they dropped a rock on him and the fungar, I think. Is that how he got knocked out? That's a big rock. You came here, or we heard you came here in pursuit of the Justiciar. Do you remember anything? Yes, I eventually found him. He was confronting that fiend that now lies dead. Oh, it's a bar. Oh, at last, the Justiciar graces Ratzat Han. I shall bring unending peace to this beleaguered land. Damn. That's some armor. You are brave to follow in my path. Few, indeed, possess the mettle to even consider the terrors which threaten our home, let alone stand against them. Yet, courageous though you may be, you are far too weak to fell a beast so mighty. Quit this place with your life while you are yet able. Doesn't look threatening. I am of the Radiant Host. If I ran from such meager prey, I would become a laughingstock. How bold, to look death in the eye without flinching. I doubt not your conviction to defend Ratzat Han, yet I believe it pales before mine. O Apex, bestow upon me your divine might. It doesn't work. You have a bow, just shoot it. Do you not heed my call? I require your power more than ever. Is something supposed to happen? Why? Am I yet unworthy? Or mayhap there is a button I must press. No, it's approaching. This is not what I expected. Stand aside. I'll dispose of this pest. Just give me a moment. It cannot end like this. I won't be made a fool. Come on, you moldy trinket. Work. Transform me into a hero of Ratzat Han. No. That would probably have killed him. He wasn't even wearing a helmet. He brandished that idol and became wreathed in a mysterious light. Then boulders started falling from the sky. Down they came, one after another. When I asked, that's when I must have been struck unconscious. Oh, this is a much smaller rock. Okay. That still probably would have killed him. Or at least gave him a concussion. I recall only faintly, but I think I heard the man mumbling, quite excitedly, as if he had come upon a sudden revelation, or as if he was overtaken by madness. It seems he got away unscathed. Either he had an incredible stroke of luck, or whatever he was beseeching to act, or whatever he was beseeching to actually answered, or whatever he was beseeching to actually answered. I read that weird. Then it's as I suspected. This justiciar is the selfsame thief who stole the perch of the apex. But no doubt he's long departed from here. First, I'll escort this fellow back to Yedlamad and keep a close eye on him. Head wounds can be have dreadful after effects. They sure can. Yeah, I totally thought this second rock was for him. That would have oofed. Just wear a helmet from now on, sir. All right, where are we going? Oh, you took me back. The soldier made his way to Ratzat Han to make a formal report, and what an odd report it'll be. His account seems to align with legends of the treasure's power. The wielder escaped unharmed, and brought ruin to those around him. Could those falling rocks have been a freak accident? I'm not so sure. I think it lets you control wind magic by the looks of it, and it just caught. I don't know. Either that or, yeah, maybe. You won't believe it. He came back. Who came back? The justiciar? Yeah, not long after you left. Oh. He said he beat up a monster that knocked out a radiant, and he was laughing his head off. Did he really do that? Is he stronger than the radiants? I mean, we didn't echo, so we can't be sure that this was how it went. Whatever he did, the monster was just slain, I suppose. Well, my mate can't stop talking about him. He wants to be just like the justiciar. His mom and dad weren't happy about that, though. I'd advise you and your friend to look for a different role model, but we thank you for telling us what happened. Like Justinian. He's not really the best role model either, though. Not when it comes to money. Well, there is one less fiend skulking about, I suppose. He may have been simply testing the treasure's capabilities, and as far as we know, he's yet to use its power to evil ends. I find his motivations a mystery. To steal the perch of the apex by force, only to come here to Thavner and use it for good, it makes no sense. You've heard tell of this passage of the Unbound, yes? Many have ventured to Tural claiming to be their victims, yet here they would be saviors? If he had such noble goals, then why did he stoop to such devious deception? What could he be plotting? I don't know. They're really weird. I don't know if the culmination quest is out yet. For doing all of them, you get a follow-up quest, apparently, but they said it wouldn't be available right away. But I'll put it out when it's out. But that's neither here nor there. He stole from my people, and that misdeed can't be forgiven. The Perch of the Apex helped us win peace. By its might, our forebears built the foundation of the lives we lead now. Until recently, it stood silent, a symbol of our pride as a people. It reminded us that we carved out a home within that inhospitable wilderness. Being trusted with its protection was a great honor, and I was so proud of my father when the elders chose him. So proud to be his daughter. Yet since the day it was stolen, some of the other villagers made their disdain towards him only too clear. I couldn't bear it. That's why I must get it back, to restore my village's pride and my father's reputation. Sure. There's still so much we don't know about the Justiciar, but we have to assume he's learned to wield the Apex's power. I can't say whether those falling rocks have anything to do with it, but I won't discount it outright. I'll continue looking into his whereabouts. While we still have so many questions, with both of us working together, we'll find answers soon enough. Okay. Look at that wasted experience. I know the logical thing here would be like, why are you doing these after? You could have used them to level or, get experience, but what is this, 1 million? That's like one boss. That is the first boss of Ihui Katumu. That's it. I'm not too concerned about it. Brand of Justice. Bryn, I'm afraid there have been some developments that are less than. News of the Justiciar's actions have spread throughout the city, and with each retelling, his deeds have become more valorous. The young citizens in particular seem to view him as something of an idol. Despite the creatures he hunts posing no real danger, he would paint them as mighty beasts in need of felling. Of course, the Radiant Host are far too busy to trouble themselves calling every pest that casts a sideways glance at the city's gates. Yet the Justiciar has twisted circumstances to his advantage. He proclaims to anyone who will listen that the Radiant Host shrink with terror before these beasts, and that he's the only one who can eradicate them. Though you might expect such claims to be dismissed with his wild ramblings, it seems no few people have fallen for his ploy. The whisperings of his exploits among the young youth have practically grown into a clamor. Yet we mustn't be discouraged, for his increased fame only makes it easier for us to sniff out his trail, and where better to start than Razadhan? I'll see you there. Okay, I imagine this will be another... Usually, the way role quests go, you get like 2 quests where all you do is talk. 1 quest where you play, where you have an instance, and the rest of them are just like kill this enemy in the wilderness somewhere. Given how large the city is, let's split up to cover more ground. I've already have a destination of mine, the High Crucible. I hear the alchemists there can concoct all manner of tinctures and powders, including those which help in detecting traces of energy left behind by magics, and enchanted tools. Fallen rocks have invariably marked locations where the Justiciar has performed one of his feats. Really? And I believe the alchemical mixture can help us determine if their presence is the work of the treasure. I'm hardly an expert in such concoctions, though, so I'll seek advice at the High Crucible. While I'm doing that, I would ask that you go to the Hall of the Radiant Host and see if there's any new information on the Justiciar's whereabouts. Does that plan sound agreeable to you? Sure. Great, now that we both have our tasks, let's get to them. I'll meet you back here once my business is done. Okay. You know what's hilarious about me doing these? This character has not done done the old role quest. I don't know why. I don't know. I did all the quests on a different character, but I just didn't even bother touching them on this. Apparently I got to 85 on something. I have to go in here. I thought the entrance was over there. The entrance is over there. What? Or... No, there's no other door here. Oh. Okay. It's the main office. Now I'm tired of hearing of this Justiciar. His popularity among the city's younglings is quickly becoming a cause for concern. Try as we might to refute his claims that the Radiant Host are allowing monstrous beasts to run amok unchecked. You know how young minds are, impressionable and difficult to change once set. We initially disregarded him as a boastful eccentric, but his alarming sway over the populace can no longer be ignored. We are at present considering whether to open a formal investigation into his activities. You and this ally of yours have done well in your search thus far. You even have a working theory about the falling stones. Quite impressive. Several of our number have encountered him during their patrols, only to lose sight of him under a hail of rocks. Such incidents have become all too frequent, and many of our ranks demand we act. For now, I'm afraid this is all the help I can offer. Please share what I've told you with your companion, and together we may yet unmask the Justiciar. Okay. Why falling rocks everywhere he goes? I'm a little confused on that. It's heartening to know that the Radiant Hosts are taking this seriously. Thank you for speaking with them, Rin. I have good tidings as well. I explained the situation to the alchemists, and they provided a powder that should help detect traces of magic in the surrounding environments. I say help because the powder reacts only faintly on its own. To function properly, it requires the skills of one practiced in the arcane arts. Luckily, I have you. I've committed the locations of all the sightings of the Justiciar to memory, and the closest to us was at the Perfumed Rise. Let's hope this powder works as intended. That's the big... Oh, I was thinking here. What is the name of this place? Peruzu. Never mind. What a ridiculous mount. I prefer Amaro. The Justiciar was sighted near here, and I didn't see any other conspicuous stones around, so I've sprinkled the powder over this one. Now, concentrate your focus and inner eye, or whatever it is that's the locus of your power? Locus. And see if you can't detect any unnatural forces. Focus. I mean locus. Oh. They're really putting a lot of extra effort into the cutscene quality of side content, which is interesting. I mean, from camera angles and everything. And maybe it just gets easier as you make good main story stuff. I don't know, that FOV, like, breathing kind of effect there. I like it. So, were you able to detect anything? Apparently. I knew you could do it. So, because there are no crystals in the rock, the energy you detected must be the remnants of some kind of spell. Is that right? Sure. And taking the story of the Radiant we rescued previously into account, we can conclude that the Justiciar uses the treasure to call the stones down from the sky. Yeah. At least we now have an inkling of its true nature. Even so, not every question has been answered. The Radiant told us that as the Justiciar stood before the creature, he seemed to have trouble calling forth the Apex's power at first. My father once said that the perch of the Apex is much like the wand he used to weave his magics. Of course, the main difference between them is the unique nature of the essence stored within the treasure. Okay. I know little of such arcane instruments, but you must be quite familiar with them. How do you use yours? Sheer willpower. I basically channel ether into it. I'm gonna go with that. We don't really perform incantations as a pictomancer. I see. Even with the right instrument, spellcasting requires the use of specific techniques. A justiciar seems to lack any such expertise, so how did he tap into the treasure's power? I suppose the Perch of the Apex possesses some unique method of activation. It's been like 10 days since I've spoken out loud, I swear to God, so I'm having trouble reading. When I spoke to the representatives of the other tribes about their treasures, no one mentioned special techniques being required. Not that the relics should have that much in common to begin with. You two, did you see an Ari girl pass through here by herself? I'm afraid not. What happened? Wait, I recognize you both. The heroes of the final days and our recent visitor from Tural. Apologies for the imposition, but may I beg your assistance? It's all that justiciar's fault. That girl said she was off to join that fool's crusade and ran out of Yedlamad before anyone could stop her. Nope. Her mother begged us to find her, but if she's following the justiciar, she could be anywhere. You see, he's been sighted at locations scattered all over Thavnair. Can he teleport? We can't stand here looking at rocks while a girl is in danger, especially if the justiciar is involved. We have to help. Yeah, but how are we going to find her? That'd be much appreciated. We're searching places where the justiciar has been spotted before, so perhaps you could start where he hasn't been seen? Good idea. As far as I know, he hasn't been sighted at the northern shore. Come on, Rin. Okay. I wish we'd start walking in the cutscene, but of course, we're still in our spot that we accept. Wait, how are you doing? I'll start my search right away. Pray hurry to the northern shores. I only hope we can find the girl soon. All right, what have we got for? It's gonna be like right here, I bet. Oh no, that's where you are. I don't see her anywhere. I hope she's safe. Okay, it's gonna be way in the back then. Oh, you guys are not gonna like what's coming. Oh god, now we have multiple. Wait, there's gotta be more. Was it just these two? Oh, you're kidding me. No, I heard fighting, so I came as fast as I could. It's a good thing you arrived in time to save the girl. Thank you, miss. Thank you. I'm glad you're safe, but your mother must be worried sick. You shouldn't be or wander off like that, especially not to look for a trickster like the justiciar. What? You mean he's bad? Yes, exactly. He stole an important treasure from my village, and now he's using it to make himself look brave. But he needs to kill the monsters to protect us. That's no excuse for stealing. He might have fooled you younglings, but the Radiant host know what he's up to. But he said he'd save us from the monsters. He's our hero. He's fighting like basic enemies, though. The Radiant said we shouldn't be scared, but we all know the Justiciar is the one who keeps us safe. We don't need the Radiants anymore. I mean, they would be upset, but that's not going to get us anywhere. No hero can save the world alone. Except us, technically. It depends on the task. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say bad things about the Radiants. Oh. They protected everyone in the final days. I guess I forgot how much they care about us. Does she even know about the final days? I'm sorry, too. I shouldn't have spoken to you like that after all you've been through. You said the Justiciar is a thief and a trickster, but I hope it's not true. He's my hero. Well, I'd best escort her back to Yedlamad. I'll meet you there later, Ren. So we're going to keep picking up quests in Yedlamad? I bet the final caster instance is going to be on that one Fate platform. I don't know why, but right there. Is it going to be there? That'd be sweet. God, I hate that Fate. All right. The girl and her mother are reunited, and I think we can both give ourselves a pat on the back. They're on their way now to inform the Radiant Host that all is well. I would like to apologize for before. I let my emotions get the better of me and harangued that poor girl when she was hardly to blame for anything. I really should have been scolding myself. Didn't really sound like you were haranguing her. Rin, there's something I neglected to tell you before. The man who now calls himself the Justiciar came to us in the guise of a worldly merchant. He was eager to ask about the Perch of the Apex and its history, and I was equally eager to tell him, not even considering what he might do with the information. So you lied, because you said you've never seen him before. I'm so proud of my father for being appointed as its guardian. I suppose I was trying to impress this stranger out of sheer vanity. That vanity led to my father being attacked and the treasure being stolen from under our noses. I have no choice but to make amends for my mistake and bring it back. Yet some are convinced that the Justiciar acts only to serve the greater good. I couldn't accept that he might not be as rotten as I thought, and lashed out at the wrong person. From now on, I can't let my emotions cloud my judgment. I must remain calm and look at the facts for what they are. And the facts say that the Justiciar has done no harm to the people of Thavnair. Even so, the organization he serves, the Passage of the Unbound, is evil to its very core. Yeah, I mean, they said they were evil, and they said they do evil deeds, so they must be evil. If his actions at my village are not villainy, I don't know what it is. The situation is fraught with contradictions. I still don't know what to think. What about you, Ren? Yeah, true. His actions are making the Radiants look bad, and that's technically villainy. They're still... I have to go with this one. There are a lot of unanswered questions, but... I agree. He speaks of justice and heroism with great bluster, yet there's something we're missing. Thank you, Ren, for your wise words. I sometimes find it difficult to keep my heart from skewing my perspective, so I'm grateful that you're here to help me see clearly. So it seems our objective is unchanged. We track down the man who stole my people's sacred treasure. Whatever his intentions may be, unraveling them comes secondary to finding the man himself. I'll continue to pour my every effort into the search, so stop by from time to time, and I may have something new to share with you. This was 92. It's not going to be every 2 levels, is it? Is it going to be 94 or 95 next? It's every 2 levels. Okay, these are going to be a little longer then. Rin, I hope you've been well. Since last we spoke, I haven't moved. The Justiciar has been busy felling fiends all across Thavnair, leaving a trail of witnesses behind in its wake. More than a few have reported seeing stones falling from the sky, which all but confirms our theory that the treasure is causing the phenomenon. The stories share one more peculiar commonality. It seems the pests he hunts have all been of the seedkin variety. Why he avoids beasts of flesh and blood is yet a mystery. Really? It bears mentioning that each of these eyewitness accounts came from people who were rescued by the Justiciar, who invariably appears just as these creatures attack. In fact, the Justiciar has been there to save the day in every single instance of seedkin-related mischief. Awfully suspicious if you ask me, and I'm not the only one who thinks so. Some among the Radiant host are suggesting that the Justiciar is planning these assaults somehow, so he alone can reap the glory from thwarting them. I agree, and I think this should be our next avenue of investigation. Okay. Many of them occurred near the Giant Skull grounds, so we should start our search there. If we can find one of these monstrous plants before it finds hapless prey, we may be able to shed light upon the Justiciar's methods. Time is of the essence, so let's leave at once. You know what I'm gonna do? Every quest, I'll just switch jobs. All right, we're red mage now. Back over there. All right. More investigating. Any moving bushes, slithering vines? Not here, in any case. Rin, I'll search the western path. Why don't you search east? If you see something, don't strike to kill. Weaken it, then capture it with this rope. Learn much more from a live specimen. Fair? Leaf or seedkin variety. Oh, it's one of these. Okay, well these do technically need to be destroyed, but this is a baby. I don't like that. Is it one of those you gotta get them actually down to like no HP? Or do I... Okay. I like that they do this now because sometimes you're just... You accidentally kill it and you gotta retry. But I think it's a quest thing. Like if it's a normal enemy like this and they tell you to use a rope, you can accidentally kill it. But during quests, you can't. I see plenty of fauna roaming about, but the flora all seems to be of a rooted to the ground variety. Perhaps my hunch was incorrect. Well, I found this. You found one. In fact, this is exactly as an eyewitness described. Why don't you keep it for the time being? Bring it to the Great Work, and I'll ask my acquaintance there to examine it with all haste. But what if it uses little bad breath on me? Wait, is Nadana here? Are we getting a Nadana involved? You know, I haven't talked to her in a while. Hold on. There's so much I wish to learn of the void. Naturally, I thought seeking out Ashtaya. Then I remembered how when speaking to Ishtola the First, my enthusiasm carried us well into the early hours of the morning. Oh, I've never actually gone back to talk to you. This alchemist and I spoke briefly the last time I was here. Give her the little seedkin you caught, and we'll see what she makes of it. She told me what to expect. Well then, let's see the thing. I got the stuff. Oh, I didn't expect it to be so diminutive. Diminutive. If a Mistress Tepeke's intuition is correct, then I suspect some interesting discoveries are in store. You've brought me quite the fascinating specimen indeed. I can say for certain that this creature's growth isn't natural in the slightest. Biologically, it's still but a sapling, as you can tell by its size. Yet it is the result of a specific alchemical mixture which is used to spur the growth of seeds and mycelium to an unnatural degree. The agents have a side effect of making the creatures more aggressive, which explains why such a small specimen would so boldly attack beings larger than itself. Yet the solution requires ingredients most rare, and the cost of procuring enough to synthesize it would be beyond the means of most. So whoever is behind this, they are likely well healed. I see. As for the creatures themselves, if they were to all grown artificially, Perhaps that explains why most of the incidents involve small seedkin. Rather than wait for them to mature naturally, the Justiciar must have accelerated their growth so he could deploy huge numbers over a short span of time. In fact, his plan likely requires they be small, weak foes in order to guarantee his victory. After all, the great Justiciar can hardly be expected to bear the blemish of defeat. That's just cruel. With these new details brought to light, it's almost certain he's staging these attacks on the common folk. Now we have a new perspective to guide our search. Perhaps you should return to Yedlamad. I hear the Justiciar is the talk of the village, and they doubtless have stories to share. A splendid idea, thank you. Your findings have brought us a step closer to unmasking that villain. Let's hurry to Yedlamad. The more accounts we have of the Justiciar, the better our chances of predicting his next move. This is bizarre. I only hope my analysis aids you in finding the answers you seek. We'll see. Alright, time to ask around. Rest assured, the Radiant Host are well aware of the Justiciar. Every day we receive more reports of him combating beasts in the surrounding wilderness. These encounters are never on well-traveled roads, it seems, and they occur in remote regions that we scarcely patrol, along routes that are only used by a small number of merchants and porters. We've concluded that the Justiciar either has uncommon knowledge of the behavioral patterns of these creatures, or that he keeps close company with a merchant who travels those obscure paths. Okay. Oh, you're hungry to learn more of the Justiciar. He's amazing. I was lucky enough to catch a glimpse of him on the road leading here, facing down a fearsome creature. I don't know how he did it, but he called down rocks from the sky to knock that thing flat. The Radiant Host were away on patrol, so if he hadn't come to our rescue, that brute would have marched right into our homes. He shouted that he was the savior of Radzat Han, and even waved at me. Oh, he looked so impressive with the sun shining behind him. I bet he staged that too. Or at least planned the timing. Don't tell me you've come chasing that half-baked savior. The younglings might be taken by his honeyed words, but anyone with experience can see that he's nothing but a charlatan, and I have the story to prove it. A merchant I know took a tumble as he was transporting his goods. Not long after comes the Justiciar, looking chivalrous as you please, in his shining armor. But did he offer a helping hand? No, he ran off with nary a glance backwards. He may go on about slaying beasts, but a real hero would never ignore someone in need, even if they were just suffering from scraped knees and a bruised ego. So he's probably not a nice guy then, secretly. If he's ignoring people who like that, I mean, I'm taking it at face value that actually happened. Rin, do you have a moment? I'm having a little trouble here. I sought this merchant out because I was told he dealt with the alchemists in the Great Work. I thought he might know something about the Justiciar, but when I asked, he's been like this ever since. I apologize. I was just surprised that you would ask me about that madman. What connection could he possibly have with me? You gave him the stuff. The fiends he fights are grown with rare alchemical materials, and we think he might be staging these encounters. Since you deal in such wares, I wondered if you might know how he came into their possession. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never spoken to that man. You know him personally? I very much doubt that, and perhaps he'd be more receptive to questioning from you, Ren. He seems to have intimate knowledge. Who taught him, I wonder? Okay, so this is passive, and this is just straight aggression. Spit it out. You're working with him. You got to do that. You dare accuse me? Oh, why? How am I to know that you aren't the one in league with Virazan? Virazan, you say? Vira, I don't know how you'd say it. Who is that, may I ask? Huh? What? Did I? No, that's my name. That was bad. That was real bad. I'd only be a fool. I'd be a fool to continue this charade any longer. My son, Virdazan, that's your son, is the one you know as the Justiciar. To be suddenly confronted with his litany of misdeeds, I quite lost my composure. Huh. You're his father? Then do you know how he came into possession of such rare materials and knowledge? Well, he probably taught him. Aye, he stole them from me. My most valuable materials and my precious maps. Yet I was the one who chose to hide that fact, and I bear the blame for the consequences. What can you tell us about him as a person? Virazan was obsessed with tales of legendary heroes, even from a young age. I paid a great deal of money to have him tutored in the art of the bow. Okay. He became quite skilled at it, in fact, but not quite as skilled as his arrogance led him to believe. Due to this, and perhaps a lack of ambition, he never aspired to true greatness. Instead, he came to rely upon fanciful equipment and exotic potions, rather than honing what skills he had. It pained me to see him fall into dissoluteness, but he would brook no counsel? So several years ago, I gave him enough coin to support his lavish lifestyle and told him never to speak to me again. He didn't, until but recently, when he darkened my doorstep once more. And that was when he stole your goods. Aye, although I would have willingly given them if he had but asked. He was rambling almost incoherently, saying that his heroic deeds as the Justiciar had caught the eye of someone named Abyahi, leader of the Passage of the Unbound, whoever they are. He claimed that under the guidance of his newfound allies, he had obtained a great power enough to eclipse all heroes who have come before and shall come after, as he put it. It seems he gave what money he still has to these people. Oh, really? To think that for all his fanciful words, he has only deigned to grasp a hollow victory. All at the expense of Razat Han. There is no greater shame as a father. Given what we know of this shadowy group, they most likely aim to sow discontent through his deeds. He may be so blinded by his own desire for adoration that he can't see whose hands are pulling his strings. You're saying that he's being used? If that's so, then I can no longer remain silent, despite what shame it may bring. I see now that sharing my story may be the only way to save my son. Indeed, I suggest you tell the Radiant Host at once. Of course, we'll be pouring through our every effort into stopping him. Thank you for giving me direction. I didn't imagine our meeting would end this way. Truth be told, I'm not entirely unsympathetic towards Virazan. I basked in my father's reflected glory, while having none of my own to speak of. The glory Virazan seeks is similarly false. I too shall visit the Radiant Host and have them spread word of his true nature. If the people are wise to his trickery, they will be far more likely to aid us. We'll soon learn that a legend built upon lies is no match for true heroism. Okay, so he was a stuck-up, spoiled son. And he fell... How did he fall into this group is my question. Like, how did he end up out there? How did he learn of this? Greetings. His father has been good as his word, and confessed the truth of his son's actions to whomever will listen. Even among the younglings, far fewer sing his praises. The tides are turning in our favor at last, and the Radiant Host are making ready to tighten the net. Speaking of which, they had curious news to share. They've been examining the stones left behind by the Justiciar and noticed a pattern. They were all varieties of rock commonly found near the site of each encounter. For instance, near the giant skull, the grounds, the Justiciar seems to have called down a hail of what else but giant skull. Okay. I have my own theories about what this means, but I'd like to hear your thoughts. Yeah. He's just strategically placing rocks. Yeah, there's... Well, why did the artifact glow, though, is my question. Maybe you just made it look like it was working. Safe to say it doesn't create rocks from ether. Indeed, the perch of the apex likely lifts whatever stones are nearby and brings them crashing down to Earth. If our suspicions are correct, we're one step closer to unraveling its mysteries. But despite these favorable developments, the Justiciar's popularity remains a problem. Even with the recent blow to his credibility, his most ardent followers still idolize him. In fact, I hear he's handing letters to the youth of Razat-Han, though their contents are a closely guarded secret. All the more reason to investigate, don't you think? Once we get to Razat-Han, if I question people around the marketplace, could you cover the city's western quarter? That's where his younger followers tend to gather. After we've collected enough, let's share our findings. See you in Razat-Han. Okay. I just realized I paused the recording. I just probably just cut off that acceptance music. The Justiciar gave me that invitation himself, only for some thief to snatch it right out of my hand. Huh? You believe in the Justiciar too? Well, I didn't have a chance to read the whole letter before it was stolen, but he's gathering his most devoted for a special audience. The bastard who stole my invitation is clearly up to no good. He even muttered something about getting revenge, but who could hate someone so noble? Ooh. Okay. Oh, you're the one who's always following that Tepeke around. I heard you spreading rumors about the city's savior. I won't let her harm his reputation any more than she already has, so I have nothing to say to her lapdog. Oh. Okay. We're just a lapdog now. Yeah, I know about the letter. Me and my friend didn't get one, though. The grown-ups get angry if we talk about the Justiciar. But guess what? I heard Zashal talking about him over by Mayreed's Maine. He had a big grin on his face, too. Does that mean that Justiciar isn't a bad man like the grown-ups say? Most useful clues point to that merchant. All right, let's find him. I think I got a case of the itchy nose again. How are you? I haven't talked to you in a while. Okay, that's very generic stuff. Never mind. It's true what they say. A fool and his gill are soon parted. Huh? Why, if it isn't one of the heroes of the final days? This isn't about that map that I sold to your companions, is it? Oh yeah, you're that guy who was like Alzadal's treasure. I can't remember. I remember that hair, but I wasn't sure. You'll find it points to the way to the vault of Alzadal III, exactly as described. I may have employed a few creative methods to entice my customers, but what merchant doesn't? That's in the past. I see you're as unscrupulous as ever. Now, a man can't fill his belly on virtue and honesty. Any road. Something tells me that's not why you're here. Why this music? You're after the Justiciar. Your choice of query is unusual, to say the least. But perhaps I can help you along, eh? A young man came asking for a map to open the way to Uznair. I sold him every map I had, assuring him that the one he needed was among them. I suppose he found it, as I hear these letters that were handed out contain a copy of the map. I dare say that young fellow was the justiciar himself, and he's planning a clandestine meeting in the Uznair canals. Oh. Mind you, it appears he has no shortage of enemies. No doubt they'll try to interfere. Thankfully, Radz-at-Han isn't known for large-scale criminal organizations, but that hasn't kept the less scrupulous citizens from dirtying their hands when times are desperate. From what I hear, bandits seeking to rob trade caravans keep running into the justiciar during his fiend-felling exploits, and causing their raids to end in failure. Like as not, they'll try to infiltrate his group of followers and settle the score. And that's where my knowledge on the matter ends. If you're wondering where the meeting place is, all I remember is that this spot marked on the copied maps is somewhere in the Shroud of the Samga. So, does that answer your queries? Well, it's kind of a big area to search, but not that big, so thank you. I can't remember much beyond that. Could you stop bothering me? Fine. I honestly wouldn't have expected that guy to have any more screen time than just that one 6.1 scene. Those in support of the justiciar didn't seem surprised when I told them of his misdeeds, but still they were reluctant to betray him. In short, I've had no luck. What about you? Location. Kind of. Your investigative abilities never cease to amaze me. As for this gathering Virazan is planning, I expected some scheme to prop up his flagging popularity. Even so, many of his devotees are younglings ill-equipped to make the perilous journey to the meeting place. If they've any sense, rather than attempt to travel there directly, they'll stop at settlements along the way to rest and confirm the route. You said the map led into the Shroud of the Samgai, yes? That means Palakistan is the closest settlement. I hear many took refuge there during the final days, and it's now a bustling town in its own right. The arrival of more people would hardly raise eyebrows, making it the perfect place to avoid unwanted attention while they make ready. We should head there before they leave on the final leg of their journey. Okay? Oh. Is there any fighting in this quest? Did I switch a black mage for nothing? I was right, Ren. Many of the youths are carrying pieces of parchment. Those must be the letters. Yet it seems my reputation has preceded me. Our suspected followers clearly avoid me whenever I try to approach them. But still, we can use this to our advantage. None of them would dare leave Palakistan while there's a risk I might follow after. I'll keep watching over their comings and goings, but we'll make sure to leave obvious blind spots if one of the Justiciar's followers attempt to escape the village. I need you to go after them. Now, find a vantage point that offers a good view while keeping you hidden. Once you started pursuing our unwitting target, I won't be far behind. I swear to God. My nose is itching again. Oh, it's like right here. Oh, is this a sneak then? It's a sneak. Don't you say a word. Okay. He's in on it. Right. And follow the young man from a distance. The objective will end in failure if you're noticed, etc. Actually, I'm gonna have to be on Pictomancer for this so I can have my Oh, I almost walked right into it. Gonna smudge. He's gonna turn around at the top of the stairs, I bet. He did not. Okay. Sir, you looked right at me while I was staring at you behind the crate, crouching. Oh, now he's going to start running. Why is it nighttime? I mean, and this is a good time for the sneak mission, but still. Uh-oh, I'm in a bad spot. Don't turn. Okay. I think I need to sprint and get ready to smudge over here if he turns. No? When are you gonna turn? That tree? There we go. This doesn't seem to be that hidden, though. I mean, technically. Did something move? Yeah, you're surrounded by gorillas and an A-rank. Plenty is moving. Oh, is the meeting over here? Oh, that was it. Awesome. I can't look at this place and not get anxiety just because of that one part with Matsuya. The portal should be nearby, and then I'll finally meet him. Portal? What? You're the hero who saved us in the final days. What are you doing here? We're going into the treasure map dungeon. I would very much. I don't know if I've been in. No, I had to have been. I have no idea. I've done maps. I just remember the moon one so well that I don't know if I've done these. You're working alongside that woman I saw at the village. I've heard about the rumors she's spreading, but I had no idea she'd enlisted your aid. The Justiciar saved me, you see. I was transporting goods for a local merchant who was too miserly to even hire a proper escort. A ferocious creature ambushed me, but my savior appeared from nowhere and saw off the beast. I owe him my life. That's why I came here, to see if there's any truth to the rumors. But now I understand I'm in over my head. I'm going back home. Here, you can have the map. I trust you to take the measure of the Justiciar and to share the truth with all of us. Okay. Apologies for watching from the shadows, but I was afraid my presence might have startled the lad. I was able to hear what he said, though, and his gratitude towards the Justiciar seemed genuine. I dare say the other followers feel similarly. Well, now that we have a map of our own, let's open the portal and confront him. This is only the 96, isn't it? Oh, yeah, I have been here. Never mind. Oh. Where are the fiends? Why did so many rocks suddenly fall? What a sight. Did the treasure cause this? Oh my, if it isn't the hero who saved Radz-at-Han, nay, the world itself. I never expected someone so vaunted to attend my audience. But I am honored, nonetheless. Enough of your games, Veda-san. Stop this madness at once. After giving you such a warm welcome, these are the thanks I get? While 'tis true that I was once known by that name, 'twas merely a guise I wore until I discovered my true self. So long as I am the masked hero of Radzadhan, I shall not suffer any to call me Virazan. But that is your name, isn't it? Sure. A hero should take pride, and then are we going to try to trick him into admitting it or something? Twould seem the Justiciar's meager alter ego has been brought to light. But will he shrink once more into the shadows of mundane obscurity, or embark on the next chapter of his legend? Wow, that is bright yellow hair. Very well. My name shall ring throughout Radzadhan. Let it be known that the Justiciar is Virazan, and Virazan is the Justiciar. What are you saying? You unleashed Perch of the Apex upon your own followers? You know its name. Wait, I remember you. The girl from Tural, yes? Your village's artifact is not discriminating in its wrath. Some among my followers harbored wicked intentions and brought sorrow unto my enemies. And it brought sorrow unto my enemies? The true of heart caught in the aftermath were merely unfortunate. But they believed in you, even though you tricked them. What kind of hero are you? Oh, I'm back on Pictomancer. You, too, would oppose me? I had thought that, as fellow saviors, we might find some common ground. Yet it would seem we are destined to walk different paths. Now faced with unknown peril, the great fervor rages within me. Oh no! Those rocks aren't very accurate. However, here is not where we shall match wits. No, a more fitting battleground is in order. We will meet again soon. You have my word. Shut up. Did he not leave? Oh, is he trapped? That would be hilarious. Oh. I'd love it if the dust settled and he was just still standing there, trapped in the circle. So, can you tell us what happened here? I think we already know. He gathered us all around and made a grand speech, claimed he was the hero that would drive back a flood of fiends threatening Thavner. Then he spoke of his anger at the recent rumors. He told us to go forth and repair his damaged reputation so that people would love him again. He became quite impassioned, in fact. And as for us too, we were here to teach him a lesson, biding our time until his back was turned. But he couldn't stomach his self-righteous drivel any longer. We couldn't. We. He acts like he's a god. He's a god come to grace Thavner, but most people have grown wise to his tricks, including the Radiant Host. We stepped forward and told him as much, then demanded that he admit he'd been pulling the wool over everyone's eyes. That's when he started waving that thing about. We soon learned that the rumors of its power were true, and rocks started falling down around us. Even as true believers were not spared, there was nowhere to run. The Justiciar said such power cannot be fettered, and that sacrifices are unavoidable, and all the while he was laughing. We pleaded with him for mercy, but that just made him angrier. He flourished the object again, and yet more rocks assailed us. It was horrible. The stones, big and small, rained down endlessly, until you two appeared, that is. Thank you for telling us what happened. I only wish we could have arrived sooner. Now, just to set things straight, it was you two that brandished your weapons first, Rias. Well, I won't deny that we were only trying to bring the truth of his misdeeds to light. Though we might have had some personal scores to settle on top of that. Before I left Palakistan, I asked the Radiant host there to look out for anyone returning from the wilderness. And I suggest you head there and seek their aid. And while you're there, share with them what you just told us. And as for the pair of you, don't even think about running away, or you'll have us to deal with. I mean, I don't think they necessarily did anything wrong, but it's not like they actually attacked him. Although he did say he was waiting for his back to be turned, and... Okay, maybe they were going to attack him. Everyone who has returned to the care of the Radiant host. As for those ruffians who meant to attack him, it seems they had a history of violence, for which they may soon answer. Oh. And several among his followers were dealt serious wounds, but we can be grateful that none of them lost their lives. It's exactly as the old saying describes. The master of the apex shall be showered with good fortune, yet leave only sorrow in their wake. The part about sorrow certainly seems true, at least. We can but hope that Virazan's spell over the people will be broken at last when word of what transpired here becomes common knowledge. Let that buoy our spirits as we return to Yedlamad. Okay. What was this? This was 96. We have 2 more quests. I assume. Is there one at 100? Probably. There usually is. Well, that was certainly an ordeal. Although Virazan got away, we can look back upon what transpired to plan our next course of action. It appears that the treasure takes rocks from the surrounding environment and makes them rain down upon the wielder's surroundings. However, the power seems to be somewhat haphazard. While Virazan himself wasn't struck, the boulders assailed friend and foe alike. Something else has been nagging at me as well. The stones we saw in the canals seemed quite a bit larger than the others. I don't know what to make of it, but I will give it some thought. We still don't know exactly how he controls the Apex's abilities either. We must focus on these mysteries as we continue our investigation. As for himself, he was just as his father said, wasn't he? His so-called heroism is an empty charade, like a child playing at being hero from their storybooks. He seemed motivated by a vain desire to gain the love of the people, yet he cares nothing for their well-being. He'll learn his lesson soon enough, though. None will sing his praises after word of what happened at Uznair spreads. Even he must know this. I worry that his desperation will drive him to worse misdeeds. If the treasure is used with reckless abandon, it could cause untold harm. I must discuss this with the Radiant host. Together, we might be able to capture Virazan before he attempts anything drastic. Stand by for now, Rin. I'll be in touch. I mean, he has to attempt something drastic, obviously. It's required. Alright, I'm gonna grab a drink before we continue. Alright. Summoner time. Oh. I don't like that there. Sure. I don't know why for the streamer one I like to have that on the, well, I guess that's that side instead of this side. I feel like I'm blocking half the gauges here. Seems Virazan has been laying low since our last encounter. I'm sad to say. however, that my investigations have uncovered little, but there's still a cause to celebrate, for I've received a letter from my mother with good tidings. My father has finally awakened after the grievous wounds dealt to him by Virazan. He's well enough to travel to Tural, in fact, and I may have already. Do you want to go? Of course, I'd love nothing more than to go to him, but I pledged not to return until I had the perch of the apex in hand. Besides, I'm soon to depart with the Radiant Host to try and sniff out Virazan's whereabouts before he acts out of desperation. That's why I ask you to go in my stead. As the treasure's guardian, no one living is more knowledgeable about its history than he. If you share with him all that's transpired since we began our search, he may be able to point out something that we've missed. I know it's a lot to ask, Ren, but the safety of Thavner depends on it. And please give my family my regards. My mother should be able to tell you where in Tural my father is staying. Once you're finished, let's meet by the Aetheryte in Ratzat Han to share what we've learned. Okay. So they're going to find out where he is, but things are going to get out of hand because this is the 98, so I assume we're either going to fight like the owl, it's going to manifest, or we're going to fight him and he's just going to have the power of it. I don't know. Huh. Alright. Oh, right. There are 3 flights of stairs here. Wonder who's next. Is that guy Fizz ranged? I feel like that's going to be the next one. Oh, if it isn't Rin, but I don't see Tepeki with you. Did you come alone? We're not done yet. I'm glad to hear my letter arrived safely and that she seems to be as tenacious as ever in her search. Her father, Netse, has already arrived here in Tural, but has barely stayed in one place since. He seems desperate to help her from a distance in whatever way he can. He told me he was traveling to the Piari Yonan plain in search of information he assured me was quite vital. If we speak with him, he'll doubtless be in the area. Okay, he's in Shaloni? Yeah, I thought she'd be from here, but they've got to be from somewhere we can't actually go. Like somewhere... that one. I feel like there's somewhere like over here that we'll never actually go to. Because they've talked about this only being one of many clans living out here. And this is like barely forest, so... I don't know. Hey, how far are you? Oh, that's fine. Oh god, I still have the thing in my head. I see a fate on the map and I'm like, oh, I should probably go do that. But no. Speaking of that is something I put a lot of time into. Not ether currents. Shared fate. I got these maxed out in like 3 days after finishing the main story and just ran so many fates. And I made like 25 million selling the vouchers for the mount. So highly recommend doing that at the beginning of the expansion. Sir, are you okay? Oh, I forgot to... It's fine. It's dead. God, look at that thing. Funny thing is, I have like pet size medium on other things, but this thing is ignored, apparently. Thank you, traveler. I overextended myself. I but recently recovered from a severe injury, and I was a fool to confront such a beast alone. So, you're the Rin I've heard so much about. I owe you many thanks for all you've done to recover the perch of the Apex. News of your progress in Thavner is most heartening. Despite my position as its guardian, I never knew it could rain down stones from the heavens. Since arriving in Tural, I've done what I can to shed light upon the Tural Vidal sealed within the treasure. Huh? After the nations of Tural were unified, some left our village to build new homes in the city. I've sought them out to see if they know of anything of use. Unfortunately, none could offer insight into the treasure's magics, but one of them told me that owls lurk around this place. And since the Tural Vidral, sealed within the perch of the apex, was once an owl, it seemed logical to pursue such a quarry. I thought perhaps I could glean something about the ancient beast from their behavior. Like as not, some fundamental aspects remain the same even after transformation. But having heard your account, there is one fundamental difference that stands out. As far as I'm aware, no owl native to these lands possesses the ability to hurl rocks, large or otherwise. No doubt the Tural Vidral gained this power following its metamorphosis. I do believe, however, that it would retain an owl's core instincts. That one you fought didn't strike unprovoked. Instead, it watched me from afar with fear in its eyes. While this is normal behavior for most animals, I was surprised by how suddenly it descended upon me the moment I started approaching. Yeah, I mean, it sensed danger and attacked preemptively? I had the same thought. The owl sensed a threat and chose to confront it rather than run from it. And this same impulse may have driven the Tural Vidral. No, stop. Indeed, that correlates with something I heard from one of my countrymen who had relocated to Tural. He spoke of a continuation to the tales passed down from the elders. No hunter's arrow could fell the apex. It was struck down in a storm of its own wrath, made wild by a heart affright. Thus was it sealed away at last. Now, judging from the owl's behavior, I can theorize that the treasure is activated when its bearer senses danger. And according to the story, this power can easily get out of hand if the bearer is panicked. Of course, this theory must be tested first. Vidazan will certainly use the perch of the apex again. When he does, I ask that you and Tepeke pay special attention to the circumstances leading to its activation. Sure? You have my thanks. A load that I am to admit it, I've yet to recover from my long convalescence, and I would only be a burden to you. I wish I could aid my daughter another way, but you more than make up for my absence. Please lend her every bit of knowledge you have, Ren. I pray that my daughter will soon return home, treasure in hand. You should. Maybe. Pray return to Tepeke, and give her my regards. I only hope an old man's wild theory can help you in your quest. Alright. Rain, you came just in time. Vidazan has shown his face in Ratzadhan. You can tell me about your journey to Tural later. For now, come with me. My nose. It's gonna be so red. Jesus. Are you surprised? Thanks to the sage counsel of a fellow hero, I've decided to doff my mask. Although my face may be unfamiliar, I believe you know who I am. I was once the justiciar, but now you may call me Vidazan. I am Thavner's protector, its savior, its hero. You may have heard salacious rumors that I have orchestrated the very attacks which I so valiantly drive back, that I was behind the catastrophe at the Uznair canals. I am here to assure you that those are false aspirations all, cast by those who are envious of their betters. I give my life for this fair city and its people, and I would give more still if I could. What should we do? It might be best to lock him up before this gets out of hand. Wait, we don't want him raining down rocks on all these bystanders. For now, keep a careful eye on him. All I ask is for your respect, your adoration, a dream held by all, but realized only by a few. The few. and I would be one of those people, or those few. I have proven myself worthy of being your savior, and now, with the entire city watching, with bated breath, I shall declare my intent to reach even higher. Yes, for I can protect you all the better as your ruler. I shall retire the mantle of hero and take up the crown as the king of the Radzat. Nope. You think you're going to beat President Dragon? The bastard's gone mad. I wield power unassailable. With me on your throne, you would never again have cause to fear. All would live in peace. All would shower me with love. They would shout it to the heavens. And from that love would spring a new Radzat, a greater Radzat. Enough of your lies, Virazan. The power you wield protects none but yourself. To everyone else, it only brings ruin. Of course, the road to greatness is ever paved with necessary sacrifices. Yet so long as your ruler lives, Radzat shall know naught but prosperity. I swear to God, no. Stop. Stop. I just want to not have an itchy nose. You think you're better than Master Vritra? He bore this city and his people on his back, while you look fit to collapse under the weight of your own armor. You're no leader. You're a damn joke. Does this man speak for you all? Is there not one among you who would follow me into a brighter future? Nah, but I am nothing if not magnanimous. Until you find the wisdom to accept me as your ruler, I shall continue to stand vigilant as your internal shield. Stop this, Virazan. You're only making it worse for yourself. Can't you see that you've become a laughingstock? Give up this facade and answer for your sins. Do so now, and the radiant host may yet grant you mercy. My sins? Are you not the one poisoning the people against me? Do your worst, I dare you. It will only make me more powerful. Powerful. I know not what is in your heart, but please end this madness. End it and return to me, my son. Didn't you, tell him to never show his face again? Don't get any closer. You two, why are you? Oh, that was a big one. What? Don't. If we fight here, there's no telling how many innocents will be wounded. Pathetic as ever. I tire of this farce. I have declared my intent to become king of Radzat. As for you two, this is no place for a battle between heroes. We shall meet again, mark my words, and then we shall decide who is the mightier. I certainly would feel pretty bad if I lost to him. Yeah, we can't risk a confrontation in the city. You're right, of course. As much as I hate to see Virazan walk free, we've yet to ascertain the extent of his power. For now, we must bide our time. I noticed that despite all of his proclaimed love for his people, he didn't even look back at them as he retreated. Perhaps he couldn't bear to look them in the eyes, or one of them at least. I'm assuming this is all because his dad was... Well, He seems like a spoiled kid, so his dad did... I don't know. He seems like he's probably a bad parent, but we don't really have info. Oh. Hello, stranger. You're a challenger too? Wait, challenger? Oh, you're generic. You're always in front of the treasure vault. Okay. I just had a thought. We should speak with his father, Rin. Okay. That was a disaster. Vidazan is truly lost. At the very least, he's committed himself to fomenting unrest with Unradzad Han. And although he's my son, I can't condone his actions. His words are grand but empty, and that ridiculous armor is nothing more than gaudy decoration. He is truly the embodiment of false heroism. What's more, this latest debacle has surely made him a criminal in the eyes of the Radiant Host. All I can do now is beg them to grant my son some small degree of clemency. Before you go, may I ask you something? After he called down the rocks, did you see his expression? I thought it peculiar, but I'm curious as to what his father saw in that face. Yeah, he was smiling. Aye, it was a familiar look. When I used to scold him for losing himself in make-believe, he would get the same cast in his eyes. A look of petulant rage, as if he resented me for pulling him out of his reverie and into harsh reality. He hasn't changed. Apologies, but I must go. But he smiled. Just as I thought. Well, he smiled like he was lost in his head, and then it immediately disappeared after. Is that when he was pulled out? I guess. Just as I thought, even clad in his shining armor, he can't bear to be told no, and now his childish games have taken a malevolent turn. But for now, we should return to Yedlamad. I still have to hear what you have learned in Tuliolal, after all. Okay. Back to Yedlamad. Alright. Damn it. Now that we have some room to breathe, I'd like to hear about your journey to Tural. Did my father have anything to share? I'm heartened to know that he's well enough to go chasing after owls and such, though I wish he'd take more care. Thank you for saving him and bringing me his theory concerning the treasure. If it really is triggered by a sense of impending danger, that might explain why Virazan had trouble using it the first time. He wasn't truly afraid of that small fungi until it was almost upon him. It also explains how he can wield the Apex's power, despite having no training in magics. It responds to emotion, not intent. I see. So much is falling into place. He goaded the Radiants into apprehending him because they knew the threat would be answered. You saw how nonchalantly he quit the plaza, almost as if defying someone to stop him. Vidazan truly believes himself to be untouchable. Wow. I think his words and deeds aligned with the theory well enough. As for that curious fragment of a story, it seemed to imply that the Tural Vajral lost control in a panic. Perhaps its strength grows in proportion to the danger it senses, and when that danger is too great, well, you saw what happened at the Uznair canals in Radzadhan. Your present both times, as were others who wished Varazan ill. In both times we saw stones much larger than we've seen before. Now I understand why he was so eager to face you. An opponent of your caliber will strike fear into his very core, and that fear will summon a power greater than any he has ever known, power enough to bring a hero to her knees. Or so he thinks, but we know better. We'll use that arrogance to our advantage and bring him crashing down to earth. Although we may have to contend with falling rocks for a time, in a straight fight he'll be outmatched. So we strike fast and strike hard, until that fancy armor is nothing more than mangled steel. Although you may prefer to put your foes to sleep and whatnot, we know he has an arsenal of alchemical concoctions at his disposal. That's why I suggest a bit of good old-fashioned brute force. Will you unleash your most fearsome destructive spells? I'll be your shield. Don't even think of holding back. I have been waiting for this. I look forward to fighting by your side. Now we simply have to find a suitable arena. I shall consult the Radiant host. Once that's decided, we'll confront him. Okay. I can only imagine. The only, like, if it was going to be around here. Oh, we could do it up in the striking dummy area. Make that the fight. The only suitable place to fight would be out here, because you couldn't hurt anyone if it was, like, out here. Or, like, up in the mountains where we fought Rubicante. Wait. There we go. You'd be pleased to know that the Radiant host were most helpful in finding a place fit for a duel. When I saw it, even I began to believe our encounter would be one for the songs. Speaking of which, it seems your name is on the lips of all and sundry. The people already consider you the true savior of Ratsadhan and believe you'll bring him to the deceitful, Vidazan the deceitful, to justice. We apologize for putting so much weight on your shoulders, but something tells me you're used to it. The final showdown will take place in the mountain pass leading to Khadga, where great crystals will stand as witness to its conclusion. Suitably romantic and suitably isolated. The Radiant host have spread word throughout Thavnir that a hero has arisen to challenge him, and his pride will force him to be there. The entrance to the pass is at the Giant Skull grounds. Let's head there at once to await his arrival. Is it actually? Is it actually like the Rubicante stage? That is where you go for Rubicante. I can only pray that next episode... You have anything to say about this? No. Next episode, my nose will stop. Sramal here has opened the way towards Khadga. I'm certain Vidazan will arrive before long, and then we'll wipe that arrogant grin off his face. But first, we should check our gear and gird our loins for battle. Are you ready? Yeah, I'm like 705 or something. No, not on caster. I think I'm like 697. I can't imagine any of these are going to be super hard. There he is. Through the cragged peaks of Khadga, desolate winds blow over the field of battle. Oh, what a fitting location you have chosen for the conclusion of this legendary rivalry. Rivalry? I was right not to face you before. An environ's unsuited to the struggle between titans. Now my patience has been rewarded, and my heart races in anticipation. I knew you would answer our challenge. You would never be able to stomach the people calling you craven. Such boldness in the face of impending doom. Have you not realized by now that so long as I wield the perch of the apex, I'm invincible? Yeah, but better hold a tight grip then. We'll soon put that to the test. You rely too much on stolen power. It deludes you. You claim to be a savior to the people, but they have seen through your lies. Even your own father can scarcely bear to look at you. Oof. You're nothing but a small man hiding within the hollow facade of a hero, and today we tear that facade down. That's gonna make him upset. Will you now? You may have the medal, but have you the puissance to claim the mantle of hero? My mantle? You've done nothing but stolen a relic. You're very weak on your own. This is the music. The Deceiver. The time for words is past. Follow my lead. Sure. Sure. This better not be the battle theme. Is this really the battle theme? I mean, it's appropriate for this fight. It makes perfect sense. You know what? I'm even gonna 80 it. I think I was at 70 before. All right, sir. Actually don't remember the opener. I think I was supposed to hit that right away, and then that? Say we learn who is something. Ah, shit. Yeah, I don't know. Is this the right opener? I don't remember. Look at his health. Oh boy. You are in trouble, sir. There's got to be more going on here. Impressive footwork, but all the legs must tire in time? Actually, that was a stack, wasn't it? Typical caster me. Alchemical minions shall be your downfall. Okay. Hold on. I gotta paint for a while. Well, I might as well paint this quick too. Oh! I just paint another one. Oh god. Damn, they are visually like in the way. That's for sure. Apparently you're supposed to hold this until you're 2 minutes back. I don't know. You defeated them already? But of course. Who would wish to end this duel to end so quickly? I wouldn't. Don't you ever shut up? Hey, what is she doing? Hit him with a goring blade? Oh, what? My armor. My armor. Oh, damn. What are you going to do now? Did I just do that? I just hit the wrong button. It's fine. I can't leave the starry sky. I just can't. Exoflares? I just did that out of here. Rip. Unbound arrow. Oh! Okay. There's got to be more to this. Why won't you fall? You're summoning more? Here, let me just swift cast that. Oh shit, that's a stack. Oh wow, we almost killed that before it went off. Okay. What are you using to heal? I'm sorry, I'm not reading all of them out loud. I should be, but I'm not. Uh-oh. We'll be fine. It's mostly when I have to cast for like 10 minutes that I can read. No, I cannot lose. So apparently you're not supposed to use these holy mites like I have been. I don't know why I'm using them, but I am. We both suffered grievous wounds. Perhaps we should consider this a draw? Perhaps. You've lost. Lay down your weapon. Goring blade again. Wait, what else did you lose? He's got nothing now. I am utterly defenseless. This rotten piece of wood was supposed to make me invincible. I can't move. The artifact, it's... That's what I thought. Oh. Well, it... Okay, there. And rainbow? God, this is just visually too much. It just keeps getting damage up. That... We didn't fight like an owl manifest. It was just him dropping rocks. I was really hoping that the Tural Vidral would come out, but you know what? This was just a wacky quest in general. All right, we're going back down to 70. Coring blade removes clothes. He's out cold. Now to take back the treasure. Wait, this can't happen. A hero never falls. I must retreat, yes, a tactical retreat, a noble retreat, so that the justiciar may live to save another day. Giant rock. So the real quests are all going to be basically Hildebrand at this point. Oh, he left it behind. I was going to say, can't you not get hit if you're holding the relic? I suppose the apex wasn't finished yet. And it seems that Virazon, in his cowardly haste, neglected to look skyward. Was it an unfortunate accident? It does bring sorrow. Or fate delivering his just desserts. I don't know. Okay, that looks really weird. I don't like that. There should just be a chocobo above your head. What is that? Good. Good, he's under arrest. What a weirdo. He claimed to be Radzahan's savior, yet he sowed only discontent among his people. Perhaps some days in a sunless jail will give him time to reflect upon the error of his ways. And now I finally recovered the perch of the apex. Thank you for coming with me, this far with me, Rin. Oh, right. Does that mean we just head back and talk to your mom together? I would assume. Battle was hard fought, but we made it through. Virazon is the responsibility of the Radiant Host now. And now that I've done what I pledged to do, I must return home and bring good tidings to my mother and father. Yet before doing so, there are many others that I must thank. In the meantime, can I count you to meet my family at Tural for one final farewell? My parents will surely be glad to see you again. That's fine. Alright. This wasn't a bad quest. It was definitely a lot less tense than I was imagining it was going to be, because we didn't see an actual Tural Vajal. We just saw rocks falling whenever this guy got scared or felt in danger, which was a little less. I don't know. I have no comparison yet because I haven't done the other ones. Maybe I'll like rate them at the end, maybe. But overall, I enjoyed this. That's for sure. Why, if it isn't Rin, I'm pleased to say I've recovered, quite recovered since last we met. Perhaps one day I'll have a chance to save you in return. I wait for that day. I didn't expect to see you in Tuliolal again so soon. Is Tepeki well? Very well. She really did it. And wait, who was Suhei? Oh yeah, you're Nekpe or something. And the man who stole our sacred treasure will answer for his deeds. Father, Mother, it's good to see you. I'm sure Rin's already told you what happened. I couldn't have retrieved our treasure without her. So we've heard. Yet Rin also told us about your wits and bravery were essential to your success. On behalf of our whole village, I thank you for guiding Tepeki in her quest, Rin. What we do. Now the perch of the apex must be returned and put under careful guard once again. The story of the Tural Vajal's demise proves that we are not meant to wield its power as our own. I'm sorry, Father, but I disagree. Once I return to the village, I want to tell everyone what happened in Thavner. They need to know what the treasure is capable of, or else we risk forgetting once again. I won't deny that the Apex's power is dangerous. I saw it with my own eyes. With my own eyes, what happens when it's wielded with abandon. Yet during the course of our search, I also saw potential. If we fully understand how it worked, we could use it without risk to ourselves or other people. We could turn something we once feared to our advantage, instead of letting it become obscured in legend. I can see the reason in that. We must be ever ready for danger, even in times of peace. Should our safety be threatened, the treasure may grant us a means to protect ourselves. But can we be trusted to use it responsibly? Great power breeds great desire. Someone with the same ambition as Virazan may arise again, perhaps from among our own. I dare say that once I've regaled them with the rise and fall of the Justiciar, they'll think twice before following in his misguided footsteps. As our forebears relied on the legend of the Tural Vajal's fate to forbid the treasure's use, we can rely on the story of his fate to urge caution, and this time we have someone who lived through it to tell the tale. Of course, if I'm going to be guiding people in safe use of the potentially dangerous treasure, I see no choice but to inherit my father's position as the guardian. Some may raise their eyebrows at the prospect of loose-lipped Tepeki serving as a perch of the Apex's protector, but I've grown from my mistakes. And who better to tell the tale of Virzan and Tepeki's failures? Your only mistake was in trusting Virazan, the same as I and many others. But unlike him, you have the willpower to overcome your own failings. Over the course of your long and arduous journey, you gained a wealth of experience, and your efforts have been finally rewarded. You took responsibility for your actions, and by doing so doing, proved your conviction to our people. They shall listen to this proposition with open minds, I am certain. Now we must say farewell. As much as it pains me to do so, I owe you a debt I could never hope to repay. Once I return to the village, I'll do my utmost to protect the treasure we worked so hard to retrieve. Until the next we meet, may fortune smile upon you. Thanks. Yeah, I think she was a very interesting character to add into this, too. I'm glad that they're at least interesting, you know? Most role quest NPCs are quite interesting, but it takes a while to get around to him. I wasn't really a fan of, what's his face in Shadowbringers? I don't remember his name. The physical range one. Wait, was it physical range or was he physical range and I was melee? I actually don't remember. I can't remember his name. The Bard. I didn't really like him, but maybe nowadays I would. All right, well, either way, we're done with that. Reach for the apex. What is this for? Oh, it's just for the caster one. Okay. Awesome. And then we have 4 more. These are going to be quite long. It is you. Yeah, we're doing yours next. Okay. Well, it's weird to do it because he's the one who came up and introduced everyone, so it kind of seems like his is going to be the most interesting, in my opinion, just because he was like avoiding talking about it. But still, I'm doing it second regardless. But yeah, so I definitely enjoyed that. A little wacky and weird. I feel like they might all be, and that's okay. So thanks for watching. Let me know if you like it, and I'll see you in the next one.